Now bringing Julian Assange's brother Gabriel Shipton, who we've spoken to many times on this program in the last few months and years. Gabriel, really good to see you. How are you and how's the family speaking this morning as we prepare to see him arrive in Saipan?
Yeah, it's good to be with you on a much happier occasion this time. Look, we're all feeling, I guess, overwhelmed, a little bit anxious at this last step that needs to happen before Julian can be on the plane to Australia, but very much looking forward to having him home and safe on Australian soil. I know his wife Stella and my two nephews are going to meet him on the tarmac. So is my dad. So I'm going to miss out on that moment, unfortunately, but it's going to be, a sweet moment. It's going to be sweet.
You're not expecting any problems today, are you, Gabriel?
No, I'm not. I'm not expecting any problems. I'm trying to stay positive. This is. It's been a very long road. It's been a real slog for us and our family. So to get this far, we're pretty happy and I reckon we'll have him home probably in a matter of hours now.
Tell me something, Gabriel. Have you managed to speak to him while he's been on that flight to Saipan?
No, I haven't spoken to him while he's been on the flight. We had a few texts back and forth, but I haven't spoken to him on the phone. I was talking to him every day in the lead up to the trip, and he was running me through all the planning and all those sorts of things, and he was very excited, obviously, excited to finally to put this all behind him and get back to Australia where he can hear the birds sing and have a walk in the bush and go for a surf and things like that, things that he hasn't been able to do for the last 13 years.
Well, where's he going to go? You don't have to say this. Where's he going to go and where's he going to be based? What's he going to do?
Well, I hope he just rests and recovers. That's what I hope for Julian, that he can live a quiet life now with his children and family. I imagine he wants to be somewhere where he will be left alone to, just chill out for a bit with his wife and family. So I imagine it's going to be somewhere quite remote in the countryside or the bush. So it's a nice place to be back in Australia. I can tell you, after spending a long time in London myself, I'd be happy to wave a goodbye, particularly if I was in a maximum security prison.
Yeah. Can Julian Assange stay quiet, Gabriel?
Well, time will tell, I guess. I know him probably better than most people, but I think now he's much older than he was. He was my age when he went into prison, actually a little bit younger, and he's now in his 50s. So it's a very, very different stage of Julian's life now. So I think that will be reflected in his outlook on life and what he wants from life from now on.
Would he return to WikiLeaks? Would he keep his work going with WikiLeaks, do you think?
I haven't really discussed that with him, but I think WikiLeaks is really, it's a piece of history now. It's a historical phenomena that exists on its own. It was able to publish information that led to the end of the Iraq War, all these war crimes, all this corruption around the world that was in relation to banking, toxic waste dumping, all this information that was published. It is part of history now. So I think it stands on its own and it will be looked back on as a historical phenomena.
Sure. Yeah, look, people have got their views, and there are various views from Julian Assange, those who like him, those who don't. But despite all of that, and we've spoken about government responses in the past, now that we've got this ending, or what's looking to be the ending that the family wants, what do you make of the work that the Australian government has put in here? And is there any lingering animosity with the Americans?
Well, look, I think the Australian government has done a very good job, really, in satisfying the United States and also getting Julian home, because this conviction, or if this conviction goes through with this plea deal, it will be satisfying a certain sector of the United States, the intelligence community, and those who are really after their pound of flesh for Julian. And Julian is satisfied because he gets to return home to Australia. And I think the Australian government has done a really fantastic job balancing those two wants, and bringing them together in a neat solution that satisfies both Julian and the United States and the United States Department of Justice.
Well, Gabriel Shipton, really appreciate your time this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.